Have you ever picked up your phone for just 1 minute? You checked one message, then another notification, then one video. Before you knew it, 20 minutes were gone. You know this feeling. The surprising part is not that your phone pulled you in. It's that those first few minutes may already decide how your whole day feels. Quick question for you: what is the first thing you look at every morning? Tell us in the comments. We are curious. Today, let's talk about focus. One thing. That's the whole idea. Focus means giving your full attention to one thing and keeping it there, away from every distraction. Imagine two people. Both want to get more done today. The first person wakes up and checks messages right away. They answer one message, then another one comes in, then one more. By the time they sit down to really work, an hour is already gone. The second person does something small and different. Before breakfast, before any screen, they write one short sentence. Today, the most important thing I want to finish is just one sentence, one goal, nothing more than that. A few weeks later, these two people feel very different. The second person feels calmer. They get more done. They know what mattered, and they did it. The first person is just as busy, but something important often stays unfinished. By the end of the week, one of them says, "I actually did what I wanted to do." The other one says, "I don't know where the week went. Same number of hours, same amount of work, but very different feelings about it." One small choice, made before breakfast, seemed to change everything that came after it. We see this pattern again and again in very different people with very different jobs. Why does one small habit make such a big difference? That is the question for today. Why does writing down just one goal before breakfast change your whole focus for the day? Stay with us. The answer might surprise you. So why don't more people do this already? Let's be honest about that first, because if it were easy, everyone would already be doing it. The first reason is simple. Notifications come first. The moment you wake up, your phone is already waiting for you. A message, a number on the screen, something new to look at. Checking it feels fast. It feels like you are already doing something useful. Writing one sentence about your priority, by comparison, feels slow. It feels like nothing is happening, but something important is actually happening. There is also a very common problem with to-do lists. Many people don't write down one goal. They write down 10. Clean the house, answer emails, call a friend, finish a report, exercise, read a book. All good things to do. But when everything is on the list, nothing feels like the priority. Priority means the one thing that matters most, right now. One thing. Not 10. One. The brain looks at 10 tasks and does not know where to start. So it often starts with the easiest task, not the most important one. By the end of the day, the small tasks are done. The big one is still waiting. Let's think about someone named Maria for a moment. Maria wakes up early. She checks her phone first thing, before she is even out of bed. She answers a few emails before breakfast, without really thinking about it. She has a long list of things to do today, somewhere in her mind. By noon, she has answered 20 messages. She has cleaned her kitchen. She has talked to 3 coworkers about small, easy questions. But the report she really needed to finish? She has not even started it. At the end of the day, Maria feels tired. She was busy all day, every hour, but she did not finish the one thing that really mattered to her. That evening, Maria looks back at her day and feels a strange kind of tired. Not the tired feeling that comes from hard work. A tired feeling that comes from being pulled everywhere at once. She was not lazy. She was not careless. She was simply reacting all day, instead of choosing. This happens to almost everyone. It is very normal, more normal than you might think. You are not broken. Your morning just needs one small change. It does not mean Maria has a problem with focus. It means her morning did not have one clear priority to protect. Without a clear priority, the day quietly fills up with small, urgent things. Urgent does not always mean important. That is easy to forget on a busy morning. A notification is a distraction. A long list is a distraction. Even a small chore can become a distraction if it pulls you away from your one priority. There is one more reason this small habit gets skipped so often. Making decisions all day is tiring. Scientists sometimes call this feeling decision fatigue. When you have to decide what matters most, again and again, your mind gets tired. Deciding all day long is tiring, even in small moments. But if you decide just once, early, before breakfast, you save that energy for later. You already know your priority. You don't have to keep deciding it hour after hour. Nobody really tells you why this small habit works, so it feels optional, not necessary. There is also a small trap that many people fall into without noticing. They make their to-do list at night, right before bed, when they are already tired. A tired mind writes a messy list. Everything looks equally urgent in the dark. Tired mind, messy list. That's how it usually goes. By morning, that long list is still there, waiting, feeling heavier than it should. Writing just one priority, in the morning, with a clear mind, feels completely different. It is not about writing less. It is about deciding what matters most before the day pulls you in every direction. Once you understand why one written goal changes your focus, it becomes much easier to choose. None of this means you are doing something wrong. It simply means your mornings haven't had this yet. That's all. Nothing to fix. Just one small thing to add. Today, that changes for you. Let's talk about what is actually happening inside your brain. Your brain cannot give full attention to 10 things at the same time. No one's can. When you carry 10 goals in your head, your brain does not know which one to protect. So your attention moves quickly between all of them, and none of them get your best energy. But when you choose just one priority, something changes. When you write down your priority, your brain seems to treat it differently. It quietly starts looking for chances to work on that one thing, even without you noticing. Quiet, but real. That's how it works. You see an email related to your priority, and somehow you notice it faster. You have 10 free minutes, and your mind quietly points you toward that one task. This is not magic. It is simply how attention works when it has one clear target. It stops being pulled by every distraction that shows up. Here is a way to picture it. Imagine trying to drive somewhere without deciding the destination first. You could drive all day. You could use a lot of gas, but you would never really know if you were getting closer to anywhere. Now imagine you decide your destination before you even start the car. Every turn, every road has a purpose now. Purpose means a clear reason for what you are doing. A reason. That's all purpose means. Your priority works the same way. It gives your whole day a destination. Without it, you are just driving, hoping you end up somewhere good. No destination, no direction, just driving. There is also a simple reason writing helps more than just thinking. When a goal only stays in your head, it competes with everything else in there. Other thoughts, other small worries, other tasks, big and small. But when you write your priority on paper, it becomes clear. Outside of you. You do not have to hold it in your mind all day long anymore. Your mind can relax a little because the priority is already written down somewhere safe. Many people who get a lot done every day use some version of this idea. Writers, students, and busy parents all say something similar in their own words. One clear priority, decided early, tends to make the whole day feel lighter. Not because the day gets easier, but because you always know what matters most. That feeling has a name. It's called clarity. Clear mind, clear day. That's clarity. Clarity means seeing clearly what is important without confusion pulling you in 10 directions. One written sentence before breakfast can give you that clarity for the whole day ahead. Some research suggests that people who write down a clear goal follow through more often. Many people simply say it helps them feel less overwhelmed. Think about a runner training for a race. A runner does not think about the finish line during every single second of the run, but that runner decided the finish line before the race even started. Every step, every breath, quietly serves that one decision, even without much thinking about it. Your priority works the same way during your day. You will not think about it every minute. You don't need to, but it quietly guides small choices all day long once it is clear and written down. Think about a student studying for an important exam. The night before, that student decides, tomorrow I will review Chapter 5 before anything else. The next morning, even with a busy schedule, that one decision stays in the background. Between classes, the student remembers the priority and finds 10 free minutes for it. Without that early decision, those 10 minutes might have disappeared into something else completely. One small, early decision, one clear priority. That is often the whole difference. Now you understand why this works. Let's talk about exactly how to build it into your morning. So, how do you actually make this habit stick, morning after morning? The key is not the sentence itself. The key is exactly when you write it. The most common mistake is deciding to do this sometime in the morning. That is not really a plan. That is just a hope, and hopes tend to disappear fast once the morning gets busy. This habit needs one clear moment, one trigger. A trigger is something that already happens every day, that you attach a new habit to. For this habit, the trigger is simple. Before breakfast. That's the moment. Before breakfast. Every day. Not after breakfast. Not sometime today. Before breakfast, every single morning, you do not need a special notebook. A small piece of paper works just fine. A note on your phone works too, if you write it before you open anything else. The habit is small on purpose. One sentence, not a paragraph, not a plan for the week. Just one sentence. Today, the most important thing I want to finish is. Then you write down the one task that matters most to you today. Not 10 tasks on a long list, just one clear task. If you could only finish one thing today, what would it be? That single question is really the whole habit. Being consistent with this habit does not mean doing it perfectly every day. Consistent, not perfect. That's the goal. Consistent means doing the same small thing again and again, even on busy mornings. Missing one morning does not break the habit you are building. Deciding to stop trying altogether would. If it helps, connect this habit to something you already do every morning. While the coffee is brewing, write your one sentence. While you wait for the shower to warm up, write your one sentence. Do it instead of checking your phone. Find the smallest version of this habit, the one you can actually keep doing. That smallest version is the right one for you, not someone else's perfect version. Some people write their sentence at the kitchen table, with a cup of coffee next to them. Some people write it in bed, in the first minute after they wake up. This happens before their feet even touch the floor. Some people use a small notebook that stays by the bed every single night. It doesn't matter which one you choose. What matters is that you choose one and you keep it simple. If you forget one morning, just start again the next morning. This habit is not a test you can fail. It is simply something you return to. Over time, this small moment before breakfast becomes automatic, almost without effort. You stop thinking of it as a task. It just becomes part of your morning, like brushing your teeth. So here is what you can do, starting tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, before breakfast, write down the one most important thing you want to finish today. One sentence, one task, nothing more than that. It does not need to be a big task at all. It could be, finish one chapter of a book you have been reading. It could be, exercise for 20 minutes before work. It could be, complete one part of a work report you have been avoiding. It could be, practice English for 15 minutes, like you are doing right now. The size of the task does not matter here. What matters is choosing just one. Write it before you check your phone. Write it before breakfast even starts. Let this one sentence be the first real decision of your day, not a reaction to a message. A real decision made by you. Then start your day already knowing exactly what matters most. So again, simply, tomorrow morning, before breakfast, write down the one thing that matters most today. That's it. One sentence. Before breakfast. Nothing complicated. Can you try this tomorrow? I think you can. Really. I think you can do this. It does not ask for extra time you don't have. It does not ask for new tools or a new app. It only asks you to decide, a little earlier than usual, what matters most today. Maybe you finish your task by the end of the day. Maybe you don't finish it completely. That's okay. The habit is not about finishing perfectly. You showed up. That's what matters most. The habit is about starting your day with a clear direction, not no direction at all. Even a small step toward your priority is better than nothing. It's better than a whole day spent reacting to everything else. You might write the same priority 2 days in a row. That's completely fine. Some goals take more than one morning. That does not mean the habit isn't working. It just means you are staying honest about what actually matters to you right now. Honest with yourself. That's enough. And being honest about that, one morning at a time, is the whole point. That is really the whole point of this habit. We are almost at the end of today's episode. But before we go, let's picture tomorrow morning together. Your alarm rings. Your hand moves toward your phone, the same way it does every day. But this time, you pause for just a moment. You pick up a pen instead of your phone. You write one sentence. Today, the most important thing I want to finish is. You finish the sentence. You put the pen down. Nothing dramatic happens. No sudden burst of energy. No music playing in the background. Just one small sentence, sitting quietly on the paper, waiting for you. Quiet, simple, yours. Then you make your breakfast. You start your day. Mostly, like always. But today, your focus has a clear destination from the very first minute. And that one small sentence, morning after morning, quietly adds up into something bigger than you expect. It is a small habit, but small habits, repeated often enough, quietly become who you are. Let's remember what we talked about today. One priority is better than a long list of 10. Writing your goal down gives your brain a clear direction to follow. A small, consistent habit, done before breakfast, can change the shape of your whole day. You do not need a perfect morning. You just need one true sentence. You don't need 10 habits at once. You need one, done consistently. Small and simple beats big and complicated almost every single time. One sentence. Before breakfast. Tomorrow morning. That is truly all you need to begin. Small, simple, doable. That's the whole idea. Now, let's review our words from today. Focus. Focus means giving your full attention to one thing. Priority. A priority is the one thing that matters most, right now. Distraction. A distraction is anything that pulls your attention away from your priority. Clarity. Clarity means seeing clearly what is important, without confusion. Purpose. Purpose means a clear reason for what you are doing. Consistent. Consistent means doing the same small thing, again and again, even when it's not perfect. Tomorrow morning, before breakfast, don't ask yourself what you feel like doing. Write down the one thing that matters most today, and start your day with purpose. If this was helpful, share it with someone who feels busy but never quite finished. And tell us in the comments, what is the one thing you will write down tomorrow? We read every reply. See you next time.